To me, that is one of the most annoying sounds in the world. I don't know if it's because of years of having to tolerate and listen to other people bleeding over, or just something like that. It's almost to the point where I just don't even want to turn on the radio anymore, because it's like inevitable. You're going to hear this horrible sound, and what I associate it with is operators that don't know how to practice courtesy. I know this isn't always the case because everybody can't hear everybody, but 90% of the time they can hear that there is another station within their passband. And the contesters don't even care if you're 1 kilohertz away. 3 kilohertz away is not enough spacing to eliminate all interference. You're going to hear something still. And that depends on how clean or how wide the signal is. But I absolutely can't stand the sound of sideband bleed over. I could sit and listen to shortwave radio for days and tune into stations and listen to heterodyne and all that, and it would not bug me one bit. But that sound of sideband bleed over, where you're like, is that bleed over, or is somebody on the wrong sideband, or you know what? It just really, it's, I don't know. I mean, it's annoying to listen to. I don't know how a lot of people actually put up with radio interference. Like, they, most people nowadays don't have the patience for it. I think that's also why a lot of young people are not interested in the radio. They can do FT8 and turn the sound off, but as far as like having a conversation on sideband, you're going to have to listen to this crap sooner or later. And you get all these guys that want to set their bandwidth to like 4 to 10K, and they think they're fabulous sounding. Well, they're fabulous, all right, but we have a definition of what fabulous really means. Anyway, I can't stand listening to that sound. It drives me up the wall. It's like fingers on a chalkboard for me. And this radio is really hard to tell. Like, I don't even see anybody. And that's the thing about sideband. It could be a really shitty weak signal out of your passband, but kind of in your passband. And they sound 10 times louder as an interfering station than they do when you tune to them. It's one of the characteristics I can't stand about single sideband. Now, one of the things that I don't understand... What the hell? Is... why do we need to use single sideband anyways in the first place? It doesn't really sound good. It's like all these guys that, rave about these Collins radios that are like 2.1 or 1.8 wide. They sound terrible. They're horrible to listen to. And when they drift, it's really obvious that they're drifting because they're already way too narrow. But can't we just run like something like a double sideband removed carrier for like, I mean, all these guys want to be extra wide and sound good. Why does amateur radio have to sound like crap? We know all these people like the sound of their own voice and they want to sound good. Very few people that are on the radio on a daily basis are strictly after communications. That's the weekend warrior contesters that don't care what they sound like. They just want maximum communication. And they don't care if that means running an illegal amount of power and causing harmful interference. Anybody that's a serious contester is out there every weekend breaking the rules. Guaranteed. I've been doing this for too long. I've seen it over and over and over again. It's just like everything else in life. People love to cheat. and ham radio contesters are not honest. I mean, for Christ's sakes, everybody's got a 5-9 and they got to ask them 20 times. You're lying right there. I mean, it just like the stupidity of it doesn't even make sense. But anyway, I think that it's really the most annoying sound. I think they had it right when they started CB radio. I think CB radio was a really good fit of like 90% of hams, because 90% of the hams are too fucking stupid to follow the fucking rules, or too selfish to follow the rules. And they need to have restrictions imposed upon them. They need to be told what to do. They need to be told this is what you can use and this is all you're allowed to do. And you can be on this channel or that channel. And if they'd have done that with amateur radio, I think it would be probably a lot better than it is today. I don't know, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me and they're probably like really mad. But it's true. You guys don't know how to stay the fuck out of each other's way. You just turn up the power and bleed on the next guy over. And you know who you are. If you're not one of those people, don't be offended. I'm not talking about you. But, I mean, most of these idiots on ham radio need to be on CB. They need assigned channels that are spaced far enough that they won't bleed all over hell and back on the next conversation. I mean, think about it, guys. We got a ton of bandwidth, and everybody, it's like countries and cities in the United States or whatever, you know. It's like cities in the United States. Every major city is crowded, and then there's all these places where there's nobody. It's either crowded or empty. There's no in between. People don't know how to spread out, and that's how ham radio is. They're like 5 QSOs on top of each other, you know. And then they want to fight over the frequency and act like they own the damn thing. I mean, I have no idea what the hell is wrong with people. I mean, I think you all need to go back to 11 meters and do your thing on there, because you can't even figure out how to get on ham radio and, you know, be respectful and, you know, not cause interference. They don't care. All they care about is themselves. So let's see how many people get triggered by this video. I think there'll be a lot of really angry comments. But the more that you react to the video and the more comments that you make, the more that you tickle the algorithm and the more that you promote my video. So thanks for doing that.